Well, garden by night. All my lights. New lights on the fences gone on today. New seating area. Afternoon, everybody. Another scorching afternoon. We spent the morning walking the dogs in the forest where it was cool underneath the trees. All my flowers are looking nice. Been busy this last bit, even though it seems to be really hot at the minute and I've had to put suntan lotion on. I planted my other rose up, my white rose, or pinkish rose, and put my obelisks, or whatever you want to call them, into position. I can't get far enough back. Hold on, let me get round. So I've got one each side now, just need to paint them. Just got to finish putting the stools to the tables and chairs. They're still sat there. Can't get in the summer house unless I get that sorted. The dining and seating area is complete. I've got my little chair to sit and drink my cup of tea in the morning, and then the covers on the table and chairs for when we eat in the garden. Got my brolly. If you move round here, hold on, I've got to go and grab a Freya. She's being naughty. Look, Freya, get out of my pots. Freya, out. Come on, get out the pots. Get out. Oh, paw prints in my pots again. I'm going to kill you. Naughty girl, aren't you? Right, let's go back over here. No. So we've moved the bench. That's going to live there now. And if I show you all my little flowers, that's going to spread over the edge of these slabs. We have lots of spready flowers and thyme. This one's chamomile. More chamomile down there. This is one of my favourite flowers that's out. Really like that one. There's more pink ones over here. They're quite pretty, but I prefer the other pink one. My total tangerine, if I can get it to face that way, that looks better. Oops, not in my shadow. Trying to keep out my own shadow. That's total tangerine. This is another one of my favourites. That one's going over a little bit now. And if I come over here, this is one of my favourite fuchsias. It's looking nice. And I do love a deep reddy purple dahlia. Got a smaller one, different type one there. And my little red. My hebe bush is in flower. Feel them. Really nice. This is the bush on the opposite side of the garden. I lost a bush exactly like this. In fact, this is only one plant, but over the other side was two plants, and I lost both of them in the heat last year. But this one's doing fine, and I'm remembering to keep watering it so I don't lose this year. This is a butterfly bush, buddleia, but this is a miniature one. This grows like in small pots and hangs down the side. Me and my friend Joe both had one a couple of years ago, and they keep coming back stronger than ever. So when that's completely flowering, it's going to be pretty. Another one of my fuchsias that I got from the Chatsworth show. Quite like that one, that's nice. At the side of the trellis, I've got a wall, so I've put all my pots of fuchsias on this wall, so they're looking nice. I do have quite a few more fuchsias and hostas. My hostas have started to flower. I think that's the first year that they've flowered. I've had them about 3 or 4 years. More fuchsias. This side I have more hostas. This one's never flowered up to yet. It seems to be very slow growing. This one's beautiful. I love this white on the edge of the leaves. A few more fuchsias there. Round to the other side of the summer house. My hanging baskets are looking beautiful. I'm in my own shadow again, aren't I? Can't really try and get so you haven't got my shadow. I come down. This is another dahlia that I quite like. You can't really tell in this light. It's a very, very soft, pinky to a cream colour. The sun's very harsh at the minute. Got quite a lot of fuchsias out. This one ranges from very pale to a darker tinged purple on the edge. Oh look, I've got another of my favourite red ones. The sun, am I shooting into the sun? I'm very sorry. I'll see if I can get around that side. And down here, more purpley coloured ones. There's a red one up here. I'm going to go straight into the sun again. I'll tell them if I can get it to come down a bit. There, that's nice. So this is the view from the gate up into the vegetable plot. And that's the plum tree. That's weighted down with plums. So that's the bottom half of the garden. I just come across. You can see this corner as well. That's more hanging baskets. This one's not doing so well. Got a bit waterlogged when we had a week's worth of rain not long ago. And my tomato plant in the back's really not done well since then. And we come round to a hardy geranium. I've never seen this geranium as big as this. It must be all the rain, because they do like a slightly shaded area and damp soil. If they get a lot of sun on them, they wilt. And I have actually cut it back more than once. You can't see my dog's graves, so it's going to need to be cut back again. Can't see little Caney. That's Caney, that's Tyson. So I think we might have to have a trim so we can see them. As you can see, this is not enough light. But that clematis, that purple clematis, has gone mad this year. I think I've showed you it before. It's got absolutely tons on it. Through the gate into my strawberry tubs, and they could do with netting. This is the first year that the birds have ate my strawberries. In fact, there's quite a few on the way down there. There's quite a few troughs of strawberries. In this area, you can't really see because of the sun. If I can get a bit closer, I can show you my peaches. Look at that peach. That's gorgeous. And there's quite a few more around. Some more back there as well. And one more back there. They're looking lovely. Date on the pineapple lilies. Oh look, they're starting to come. They've bushed out well. See that? Pleased with them. And over this area I've been putting a few plants that will come up every year to fill in for when all the bulbs are finished. The apple tree's got lots of apples on. Whoops, I'm into the sun again, sorry, come back down. These were bought at the first show that we went to, gardening show that me and my friend Joe went to. I quite like these. They've got a funny name, I can never remember how to say it, so I'm not even going to try. So everything's looking nice. My bleeding heart salvia at the back there is doing well, if you can see in this sun. This is looking nice, look at that. I think that's a Sweet William. Up in the vegetable patch, and the reason I got my phone out in the first place was to come and show you the squashes. Oh, oops, that one, I need to move that one. So we've got quite a few yellow squashes there. Now it's this one I wanted to show you because I'm picking this. Look at that green courgette. Did I say squashes? Well, I knew what I meant. Did I say yellow courgettes? The sun's getting to me. Can't remember what I said now. Look at that, that's got quite a few on it. But there is a problem. Now, let's show you. See down there? They're nettles. And there are stacks of little tiny weeny nettles, which will grow into a big nettle patch. So I've got to get my gloves on and get rid of them quick sharp. So the courgette is going to be picked and made into courgette fritters. My daughter loves them. So if you see there, sunflower. I didn't plant those sunflowers this year. That's a self-seeder, and if we can get round without treading on any of these squashes, these are winter squashes. There's nasturtiums coming up that I haven't planted either. I've not grown nasturtiums this year, and I've got tons coming up. Right, see if we can get over here. I don't know whether you might be able to see the stem. Just let me move around. Yeah, can you see that sunflower? Oh, it's right into the sun. You can't be able to see the head, I don't think. Well, it's not got a head on it yet, but where it's going, it finishes. Come back down. Look at that. Self-seeding sunflower. So, in here, we have a gooseberry. I pulled all the others out, I just left one. I've put a hardy fuchsia in, so that's a hardy fuchsia. And, oh look, nasturtiums, I didn't plant them. These are my squash. Looks like they're going to rampage all over the place. We have calendula and clematis. That's looking nice, isn't it? Another one there. There's some little tiny yellow ones there. These are supposed to be autumn flowering, it said on the label. I think it's got itself modelled up because it's not autumn. So along here we have sweet peas, we have more climbers, jasmine and more clematis to fill all this. In the corner we have the fig that seems to be doing quite well, and down here we have lupins, Sweet William and self-seeding nasturtiums down there, all to keep this area weed free and to fill it up, because this area is at the back of my tunnel. And my lilies are coming. I've got buds on my lilies. They won't be long before they flower in. And I'm stood in the middle of a red currant bush. Down there is my rhubarb. That looks like it's doing really well. It seems to be doing better because it's shaded by this currant bush. So I'll see if I can get myself out of this spot that I'm in. The blotty beans are doing fine. They've suddenly decided that this is the weather that they like and started to look a lot more healthier. I thought I was going to lose my purple beans, but they're starting to grow new green shoots. It was looking terrible not long ago. This is the fountain plant, or fontaine. Got loads of, I've had quite a few tomatoes off this already. It's done better in this position, being propped up, than it did inside the tunnel. So I will grow it next year. I wasn't going to grow it next year. I said I wouldn't grow it again because I don't like it, but I have had an idea of how I can grow it up some supports, and probably make the most of it because it's quite productive. If you look, it's absolutely snided in tomatoes, and more come in. So I'll show you some of the other tomatoes. This sorry looking thing is a tumbler, and we've had to take it out of the tunnel. It was getting scorched. It's got tons of tomatoes on it. So since it's been here, its leaves aren't looking that particularly great, but it's producing tomatoes. So again, you live and learn. Got to do something about this tunnel for next year. This is another fontaine. The top, if you look at this, got scorched again, but the bottom is improving, starting to look better. It's been propped up by tubs of lettuce. It's doing all right. I thought it was going to die at one point, but it's in the shade a lot here, so it only gets a bit of sun late afternoon and it seems to like it. So we'll move round to the last remaining 42-day plant. Got some beautiful red tomatoes on there. Plant itself's not overly looking healthy, but it doesn't get caught by the morning sun like the other one did, and only gets a little bit of sun, which seems to suit it. So if you remember, I had another one of these plants over there, and you can see there is a gap. Well, the sun absolutely hammered it the other day when it was 30 odd outside, and goodness knows what it went to up in here in the end, even though I kept spraying water all over the floor, and it just finished the leaves. So we just had the tomatoes off of it, and most of them have turned red, so that's been a win, even though I've lost the plant. This tunnel's not done very good at all. I've doubled this netting, well, like scrunched it up, and I've even put a piece of fleece up there to try and block some of the sun. But this is a sun trap, this area. If it's going to be sunny, it is baking hot all day at this side of the garden, and some of these tomato plants haven't been happy at all. I've had to come in and start misting them down with water, otherwise they're all drooping and then the leaves get too hot and crisp. I mean, you've got plants like this that the ends are burnt. They're not going to really produce anything because most of the flowers have got burnt. But like this one, I've let the side shoots come up because a lot of the original shoots, main shoot, got burnt, so it looks a bit tangled, but it is looking better than it has been. Venture into the back of the tunnel, and if I can get my arms in here, where is it? It's down here somewhere. Oh, sorry, fingers. Down we go. at that. That's a wax, a Hungarian wax. And we've got, whoops, I nearly dropped it, sorry. We've got loads of flowers and peppers coming. There's peppers coming on that one. And another really big, I've had to stake that one up. It's really tall. And when it got hot in here, it started to fall over. So the peppers are liking it. What's this one here? I can't see much on this one. It's hard to see sometimes through the lens. I don't know where the label is. No label on that one, so that's a surprise. We'll see what happens. My Lady Di Clematis is looking really nice. That's coming. I'm in my own shadow, aren't I? Well, that's better. Try from there. There we are. Look at that. That's really growing well. It's got loads of buds on it. And that didn't get to above about here last year. So all my gladioli, that's why this has been put up, to stop them falling forward. And then I've got some little stakes to stake the flowers so they stay up in the air. I've got to tie this tomato plant up. It's fell over. Just before we go in the last tunnel, these are seed pods to the Californian poppy, and I'm going to save some of these. When they dry out, they split. They do 2 splits down the length each side, and then because they're so dry, each side twists, and as it twists, it throws seeds all over the place. They go with a little bit of a pop, and the seeds just fly out all over. It's fascinating to watch them when they do it. So these are quite big. There's loads. So I'm going to save some of these because I like this colour. I like the pink as well. I'm going to save some of the pink ones for my mum. And over that side there's some more purple and pinks, and a big nettle sticking up in the middle. Even though my plastic, that corrugated plastic I use in the spring and in the winter for covering things up, has got put down there. The nettles have still managed to get over it. So a quick look in here from the door. Got 3 tomato plants at the back that are doing really well. They like it in here, and I've got some big tomatoes on them. Aubergines are finally starting to pick up. These are bear claw. These were very late starting, very slow. And finally, the cucumbers are starting to take off. I've got some little cucumbers on them at the back. The crystal apple and crystal melon. No, is it melon or lemon or something like that? Size, oops. What have I done there? Look at the size. That's my thumb look. So these are Gigantimo. Oops, mind the flowers, mind the flowers. Quite a few flowers more here. Over to this side, down here, and there's some more, but these are not Gigantimo, but they look like they're going to be a big tomato, the same. It's a different variety. And in here we've got some cherry, black cherry wine or black cherry or something like that. The melon is suddenly picking up, starting to get a bit more growth on, and the end leaves are green because these are gone a bit yellow, even though I've kept feeding it. Just a bit of cold weather really sets them back. Down here we can see some cucumbers. This is the crystal, oh, what does that say? Can't see, hold on. Crystal lemon. I have to move a bit of muck. So the one there is a crystal apple, and there is, let me see if I can find one. There you are. There's one there coming. So that's looking all right. Finally, this cucumber plant, I took that cucumber off it ages back, and I thought it was going to die. It all went all yellow and stuff, and I've been feeding it, and it's finally come back, and we've finally got the start of a new cucumber. So quite pleased with that one. More fuchsias. There's 3 pots of fuchsias there. My grape cutting, that's taking off. My loganberry, I've fastened all that up. I showed you the grapes the other day. There's not much change on the grapes, and I have actually got the top from this bed round here, and it's into the sun, so you're not going to see. I fastened it all up and pruned what I needed to prune. So that's a quick, well, not quite so quick, tour of the garden. I've got some squashes, summer squashes. I think there's patty pan and different things in there. There's some winter squash. This is a winter squash. This comes as a ball like that, produces lots of little balls, and it's snaking its way down here. I've just put some new lettuce in, and the trick to growing lettuce in the summer when it's hot is to keep them cool and keep them shaded. So you need to mist them or cover them with shade cloth, or both, when it gets really hot. The beans, the lady housewife, some of them are alright, some of them took a nosedive in the week of rain. I've had to put new yard-long beans in because they're down there somewhere and they've just about had it. They just did not like a week of rain. So I've got some new ones in the cold frame that's growing nicely, so I'll get them in when they're big enough. So that's it for today. Just a few more flowers about to come out up there. You can't see it because of the sun. So that's an overview of the garden in the beginning of July.